Hi everyone, welcome back to another stream. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a good weekend as well. So today we find ourselves back in Phantasy Star 3, for better or for worse. But what is better is that we now have speed. So this should hopefully make the game far less irritating to play. So I think last time we got Ren and Lyle for our party, and we were just more or less making our way back to Aquatica. So we just need to get through this passageway again to get back to Aquatica, I think. It's like a new game now. It feels totally different now, it's so much faster. It just shows you how slow the original game actually is. I have no idea if that mod changes anything else with the game, but we'll find out, I guess. So, first things first, let's get a map up to get back through this passageway. Because I cannot remember it at all. That actually looks pretty easy, actually. It doesn't, I ensured that before sending it to you. Oh, thanks for that. And again, thanks for sorting that out for me as well. I tried, I don't know what I was doing wrong, but yeah, for some reason, I just could not get it working. There is a reason the majority of games have some speed options, like combat resolution speed. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Drac. It corrects the positioning of one of the characters in Gen 2 so they're in the right spot, that's it. I think the only weird thing I notice is occasionally, you might see it here when I got the staircase here. The characters kind of overlap the stairs a little bit, but I think that's just like a side effect of it. So you can probably see like they walked over the stairs a little bit. Yeah, we have zoomies now, Drac. So it should make it far better, I think. But again, yeah, thanks to Gob for sorting that out for us. Much appreciated. Unfortunately, the mod does not get rid of this theme. And basically everyone is almost poisoned, you know. Typical fare for this game at this point. Yeah, it's basically like the characters are too fast to go up the stairs, aren't they? So they kind of overlap the staircase tile. But it still works fine, it just looks a bit weird when you do it. But I will take that if it means being able to move fast. Okay, so we want the next one, and then basically just follow us around in a square. I'm not sure what the issue was, Drac. I mean, I tried a few different things to get the mods working. I mean, everything I tried said that the mod had compiled correctly, but then when I loaded the game, it just hadn't worked. So I'm going to assume it was something I was doing wrong. Yeah, it's not something I've ever done before, so I'm assuming it was probably user error. We are zooming now, Pika, we are. Yeah, so the version I'm using, Gob, it's, you know, the Sega Genesis and Mega Drive Classics version. It's basically that just because it was an easy way of getting the ROMs for it. I'm aware it's not the best version to use. The true gamer answer would be skill issue. I'm not sure, God, because it's weird because the way the Steam version of it is, there is like a marketplace for like Steam Workshop for it. So when I played Phantasy Star 2, there was a mod on for that improved movement speed as well, and that was just downloaded from the Steam Workshop. And those mods seem to work absolutely fine. You do have to enable them in the launcher, but they all seem to work. Whether it's because it's outside of that, maybe that's the reason it didn't work. Okay, so I think here... I think I just fill this around like a square, basically. Yes, I do. That's actually pretty easy. Regardless, Reese learns how to run. I think you have 2 times walking speed now, though. It feels like, yeah, it feels like about 2 times. I should really remember to manual run for these fights where there's someone at the back. I'm just not used to doing it yet. Is that, from what I remember last time, I think Lila basically said that he wanted to show us where he was from, wanted to show us his town. Which I'm assuming is in Aquatica somewhere. So somehow, despite using a map, I have still managed to go the wrong way. I have absolutely no sense of direction. Thankfully, it's not a very big detour. I'm Zoro from One Piece. Well, it's a bit of experience and a bit of Mazetta on the way. It's not the end of the world. Please don't use fire. I might actually have to heal after this. Thankfully it was on the one person that wasn't poisoned. This game is so auto-attack focused. Seriously, I think the only time I've ever not auto-attacked is if I've had to heal, which is very rare in battle, or if I've needed to attack the back row. That is about it. Okay, so I think it's this way instead, I think. God, this UI. Yeah, I totally agree. I am not a fan of the UI in this game. Don't take a wrong turn, you might end up in steer. So I think right is a dead end. Yes, it is. What's your opinion of the game map so far? Having to traverse different landscapes via these futuristic dungeons is definitely different. Yeah, I think we mentioned it before, but it's very clear where PSO2 NGS got its ideas from. I think it's kind of cool because it raises a lot of questions, I think. There's clearly been like a lot of technological regression in each of the different areas, but then you've got these passageways that are really high-tech. So clearly something is a bit odd. Does this mod count as speedrunning? No, because that would imply I have some kind of skill as well. Okay, so we are here. So I just need to go down, right, and then up. Yeah, very much speedrunning in the literal sense, but not in the game sense. I think you'll really enjoy the reveal of this place. So I'm looking forward to it. I guess there's the desert, but that's like almost all the Phantasy Stars. Oh, Ren leveled. It should be out here. Of course not before one more fight. Ren, I'm gonna need you to shoot that thing. Thank you very much. Ren is MVP even more than Meow. I mean, he does seem to be just carrying the party so far. He does seem incredibly good. Okay, yeah, so now we're back in Aquatica, okay. So I'm quite glad to know that I've gone the right way. Oh yeah, this was this ridiculous passageway, wasn't it, that was just completely hidden. It carries the party in more ways than one, you will understand later. Okay. Oh, see, this used to be icy, didn't it? Or did it? There was an icy area, but I can't remember if it was here. I know we did like the climate control system in that dungeon, didn't we? So check world map. I always forget that we actually have a map in this game. Of sorts. Yeah, that does appear to be no longer snowy. Yeah, so I'm assuming that by us messing with that climate control that we did last stream, that is basically thawed out the planet. No more Caverse. Okay, so we now need to go back to Risel, apparently. One thing I have noticed with this so far, and I don't know if I'm just missing it, there doesn't really seem to be a fast way of travelling to towns. Maybe I get that later. Overworld theme's getting good, but it's missing one more thing. I can't remember where I'm going. Let's have a look at that map again. You get other ways to travel, it's passageways for now, okay. I do wish the map was a bit better to look at. It's very hard to sort of tell where you're going. One of the people in Risel says, Arachio's fortresses once stood south of here. Legends mention a hidden gate near the ruins. This was the hint to the passageway. Oh, okay. I must have completely missed that NPC. I felt like I talked to everyone, but apparently I must have missed that one NPC that was crucially important. Which seems to be how it always goes in these games for me. I'll make a point of talking to the NPCs that don't give me any useful information whatsoever, but I'll miss the plot important one. So I think you are Risel, I think. Let's check. This is Risel. Good. First of all, we should probably get rid of all poison. Now, did this place have a nurse that can actually get rid of poison? Yeah, exactly. Thank you, entrance lady that announces the town. It feels like I think this has been like every Phantasy Star game so far, hasn't it? From 1 to 3. It seems to always be an NPC near the start of the town that tells you what town it is. The fact that she survives multiple generations is hilarious. She's always there. She's completely immortal. Please tell me you are a nurse. Who's been poisoned? Well, I think pretty much everyone. Can't remember if Mew has. Mew has not been poisoned, okay. So it's everyone apart from Mew. It's a JRPG trope. Yeah, I mean, I guess they need to give you a way of letting you know where you are. Okay, finally, we're not poisoned for the next 10 minutes. So let's get healed up while we're here. $20 Rosetta now. Absolute rip-off. So much like Phantasy Star II, it does appear that using mods does just prevent you from saving normally. That's fine because we do have the save states like we did last time, so... It must just be a thing with mods that the games don't like in regards to the save files. Imagine trying to do all the endings though. Yeah, it would be tough. So at least I do have an option to save it though, so I don't mind. Okay, so we are healed up. So I guess, well, one of the things we have done is we've defrosted the planet, I guess, so I wonder if these actually say anything different now. Some people across the sea worship Laia. Like, it's just not phased that the, you know, the bit of cold freeze has just gone. Not bothered in the slightest. Yes, we know about Dark Force. No one cares at all that the place is now not frozen. Oh, you do. You're okay. You saved us. Feel free to use my ship, heroes. I guess that tells us what to do next then. Also, the 4 heroes. Do you have save set slots? I think in this you just have 1. I may see if I can get that working though, because it could be useful. Is there a lot of plot diversions in this? I mean, just to really, I'm not really too interested in doing every single possible plot option in this game. I just want to kind of go through it for the first time and just experience it. If there is a lot of options, then I might look into seeing if there's a way of making the save states work, like multiple save states. Because one issue I did have is, when I did manage to get this movement mod working first, I then tried it in an emulator, but then the save file from this version wouldn't work in the emulator. So there was problems trying both. Each generation has 2, okay. You see very tiny details, it's not worth it. Okay, so anyone else here to speak to? So how are we doing for money as well? 1,300, not bad. So I guess our next thing is to go to, well, to get on the boat, I guess. The guys seem quite keen for us to use it, so... Maybe open a video on stream of someone else going over the endings after you clear the first playthrough. You're really going to ambush me just before the boat. Not really sure what you hope to achieve there. Okay, let's go on a boat. Phantasy Star IV is going to be fire, we need to see it. Yeah. This is probably the most Peter song in Phantasy Star III so far, isn't it? Again, I'm assuming that this is... to me, that looks like a runway or something, so I'm going to assume that that's maybe used for an aircraft or something later, but... Worst case scenario, I can get you a bunch of saves at the start of each generation. So we have options. Well, let's check this town out, I guess. There's actually two towns right next to each other by the looks of things. Where are we? Our land... Is that just Ago? Battles Shusoran, Liar's Land. Okay. So they're clearly in some kind of war. Is this like a leftover war from the original fight? Because we know that the original fight was, you know, a long time ago, you know, 1,000 years. So these two sort of still at each other's throats. Okay, we'll check the shops in a minute. Just want to see if there's anyone else to speak to first. Stories tell of monsters appearing in fountains, especially the fountains of Shusoran. I'm just going to check the fountains now. I know this isn't Shusoran, but... A young woman was taken into Shusoran's castle. So could that be our bride that we are missing? Cities, Control C, Control V. More or less, yeah. Yeah, the layouts are obviously a little bit different, but yeah, the assets they're using are just exactly the same. It's the same in all generations. Oof. Okay, I don't know if there's much else here. It's quite a small town, actually. It's a random empty house. Liar's people have an army of vile monsters. We must fight them with cyborgs and machines, just as Arakio did 1,000 years ago. I mentioned it again. They remove NPCs that said things that were relevant to first gen. Nothing new was added, so it's even emptier later on. You think that they would have thought of adding new NPCs to replace the ones that have gone missing? Yeah, we probably need to stock up on healing items and things as well, actually. Your party's different. Yeah, I imagine your party probably changes between each generation. It would make sense otherwise. Get a palette swap and a port rate change. Is that all it is? I mean, having said that, I suppose 2 did use some palette swaps. I think, I could be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure Amy and Shia, their battle sprites, I'm pretty sure are the same, just different colours. I could be wrong though. So, do you have such a thing as a weapon shop? You do. Shia starring text adventures is great. I want to do the text adventures. I think I'll probably do those once I've done the main JRPGs. So I'll do full after this, and then maybe after that I'll go check out the Phantasy Star II text adventures. Do it last if you ever do it. Okay, so it recommends to buy a steel vest for Mew and a steel gear for Ren. Dare I ask how much money that would be? Yeah, they are very keen on mentioning 1,000 years, Amigo. Steel vest is very cheap, so we'll buy that for Mew. And then what was the other one? And a steel gear for Ren. Okay. I still really hate that equip menu. I don't think I'm ever going to like that. Okay, so let's sell the normal vest. And we can probably sell the hunting vest as well. And we can sell a headgear as well. Not a great deal of money, but it's something. Don't like indentation. I don't like it when it's weird indentation. Again, it just makes no sense why it's like this. Also just realised Reese actually has no headgear. He should probably have something. I wonder if I could use that steel helmet, maybe. I'll try it. It's only 190 Mazetta, so... It's full on items. Yeah, the indentation is just very weird the way they chose to do it. It kind of looks like it should be the other way around. Now a question, can you give items to other people in this? You can. Cool. Have you ever thought about making a video about Phantasy Star collectible merchandise? The only thing I've done similar to that is I did a collaboration video a while back with another YouTuber called The Playable Lover, where we went through some of our Phantasy Star merchandise collections. I am happy to do a video on what I've got though at a later date, because I only showed a few things in that video. So I mean, I don't have a massive amount of Phantasy Star merchandise, honestly. Most of it is just in that cabinet over there on top shelf. There's still a lot of things I want, but yeah, a lot of this is very, very expensive now. Alright, so let's see, can he actually use this? He can, cool. Alright, so let's go and stock up on some healing items and antidotes, and then we'll head on. Should probably check the weapon shop actually while we're here as well. Well, I think I've already checked this earlier. I actually don't think there's anything there I want. I think we're probably good. Maybe the laser needle might be good later, but we are quite far off that. Don't think there's a massive amount generally, but I want to learn a little more about what's out there and figure out some information. Yeah, I mean, there isn't a huge amount. It kind of depends on the game, honestly. There is a lot of PSO2, specifically PSO2 ES merchandise, by which I mean tons of figures of Jean and Annette. There's quite a lot of PSO2 stuff, but all the titles not so much. Okay, so let's go get some materials stocked up. Definitely want some more antidotes because I'm getting poisoned constantly. I still kind of feel like we're good to just buy monomets for now. You saw the Jean stuff. There are so many figures of Jean. There's model kits of her, there's like scale figures of her. There is a lot. I think she probably has more merch than like any character in Phantasy Star, maybe except Matoi. Matoi also has a lot of figures as well. Yeah, for PSO, there's almost nothing in regards to figures anyway. It's mainly things like art books and things like that for PSO. In the classic games, I really don't know. Really not sure how much there is for those. I would imagine probably not too much. Alright, let's buy a few antidotes. So a Humor statue from 2004 in the PSO subreddit was really cool. If it's the one I'm thinking of, it's quite a large one, and there's a few in the set. There's a Humor, there's a Hugh New Whirl, and there's a Full New Whirl. They tend to go for. I've seen them on eBay pop up now and again. I haven't seen the Humor one pop up for years. The Hugh New Whirl one was on eBay recently, and it went for, I believe it was about £400 to £500. And the Full New Whirl one, I've seen that anywhere between £300 to £500. So yeah, they are extremely expensive, and they don't look particularly great, honestly. They're cool statues, but you can tell that they're very old statues now. The detail's really not that great on them. But yeah, it's just because they're really rare and very old. I think they only made about 500 of each, so... Just win the lottery easy. Yeah, very, very cool merch, but yeah, very, very expensive. If you want little cheap figures, there is the little gacha figures as well that you can get that are really small. They are much, much cheaper. Right, let's buy an escapipe. Plus said there were 500 of the Humor. Yeah, there's 500 of each one. Odd thing is, I think they only ever did Humor, Hugh New Whirl, and Full New Whirl. Which is really weird because there's no Rangers that I'm aware of anyway. I've never seen them. nowadays, if it's not something like cards or posters, any merch is expensive as hell. I mean, the limited run stuff that was done recently, you know, it's okay. I mean, I bought it because I'm a sucker for PSO merch, but even that was really expensive for what it is. It is a rip-off, honestly. Right, so how are we looking now for items? I think antidotes are more important because we do have Mew for healing, so we can give Mew a few items. The gacha capsules can go to anywhere between $2 and $6 in your area. I mean, honestly, I think that's not too bad considering that they are gacha capsules from years and years ago. They're probably a little bit harder to find now. But yeah, I mean, they are only really, really small figures though. And obviously the detail's not really there on them. Other options you've got is, you've got things like there is actually a model kit coming out. They're re-releasing it. They announced this on the last NGS headline. They are re-releasing the Kotobukiya model of Eleanor. That's like, it's a model kit you have to build, but I've built it myself. It's really, really easy to build. Doesn't require any glue or anything. They're re-releasing that, so you can get that. There's a couple of other little figures you can get of Rick Seals as well. But yeah, that's about it really. This might seem like overkill for the antidotes, but it really isn't with how often we get poisoned. No, there is no rare cast, unfortunately. There's a bug later in the game that allows you to effectively skip the entire second generation via Risel's story. Right, we've got one more and that should be enough. Cool. Okay, so we are appearing to border onto a castle, which I'm assuming we're here. I don't really know what that is meant to be on the door. Is it like a sigil or something? It looks extremely weird. Spoiler alert, you're playing Phantasy Star III and might want to skip parts of it. I think it's meant to be like a lifted gate, yeah. But it looks very strange. Hello, sir. No matter how hard we try, liars fuck beat us. Praise the sun sigil, could be. Okay, so he's clearly not having a good time. Yeah, skill issue, exactly. You can also use the same bug to skip most of Gen 3. Just out of curiosity, Gob, that bug you're mentioning, is it something that I could accidentally trigger quite easily? Or because I don't really want to skip it, obviously. If it's something where I have to go specifically out of my way to do it, that's fine, but I don't want to accidentally trigger it. Also, hey, we've got new music in here. Let's talk to this person first. If the lions attack, we'll be wiped out. It's the escapade bug from the start of the game, but used later. You would think after it happening once at the start, they would have learned, but I guess, I don't know, maybe it was too close to release or something when they realised and they just didn't have a chance to fix it. Alright, let's talk to who I assume is the king. My people are not strong enough to beat Shisa. Okay. I'm sensing that you're probably wanting something from me here. And with that, we are on to the next part of the guide. So I guess we're probably being hinted here to go to Shisa, if I had to guess. So I did see another town right near this, which I'm going to assume is probably Shisa. Oop, different music. That's in Blue Burst. I recognise that from Creta. Yeah, Blue Burst really did just pull a lot of Phantasy Star III music, didn't it? It's cool to hear the original versions though. Yeah, I recognise that as soon as it started playing. So I can still rest here even though apparently this is like the enemy town. It seems somewhat odd, but I mean, I actually don't need to rest, so it's fine. Yeah, this part of the music, well, I say part of the music, it's literally the only part of the music. This is, it's used in the creator part in Pisa BB. Rafoi, Rafoi, Rafoi. Did you know that Ragol's surface is 1/4 of the world map of Earth mirrored and repeated? I noticed that when you look at Ragol out of Pioneer 2, you can see parts of it do look like Earth. But then there are some parts that are a little bit off. I didn't know that it was mirrored. So that probably explains it. But yeah, there's parts of it where you can tell it looks like Earth. It's really cool, actually. Great Britain, Madagascar, Florida, the Great Lakes, and Antarctica are visible. Yeah, I'm sure I remember seeing the UK. Of course, the UK is on Ragol. They changed some parts of it slightly to try and make it less obvious. So everything seems to be open, which is surprising considering this is apparently the enemy town. So in a way, PSO took part of Phantasy Star 2 as well. Is that where humans are from? From the UK. So I'm going to assume that's ceramic needle. And ceramic shot. Do I want any of those? If you want to see that, go into cam mode and look at it from underneath the texture to remove the clouds. Okay. Okay, so it's saying we should get a ceramic armor, steel sword, and a ceramic shot. That is a lot of money. So, unfortunately, it's that time of the stream that we all love. It's time to grind. Please don't just be chirpers. Okay, that is a new one. Yeah, oh boy, grind time, yeah. You said 98 damage. Spent so much time grinding V101 and PSO lately, so listening to the creator makes me feel something. I think everyone who is hunting for V101 feels that on a personal level. How did Ren go first? He has no speed whatsoever. I think she did just clap at me for damage, yeah. She literally clapped back. Yeah, what we're learning about this game is that the attack animations for the monsters are about as minimalistic as you can possibly imagine. And we are getting 40 Mazetta from these fights, that's not too bad. Okay, so I got ambushed by 4 of these, so I'm going to assume we're going to end up poisoned. Yeah, there we go. Immediately. Genesis does what Nintendo don't, it really does. There's 2 poisoned. "30 fights for a ceramic shot." Yeah, this movement speed mod is a game changer. That is a lot of enemies. I apologise again for the music. It is awful. Slightly know that that one survived at the end. Yeah, so the music in this game, Yamada, it's the first time they kind of tried doing dynamic music, so it changes depending on what's happening in the fight. But at the start of the battle, you get that really irritating loop. 84 Mazetta from that. How we holding up? Not too bad. The flower person is wearing a corset. Yeah, I still don't know what they were thinking with that loop at the start. You thought it started with PSO first. I mean, it works a lot better in PSO. Well, I mean, you'd expect that because it's a much later game. It's very like sudden shifts in this, so you'll notice generally it'll start playing that loop at the start, and then as soon as I do something, like as soon as I start attacking, it'll change it. I'm not sure if it's censorship or not, Tricky. They made dynamic battle music in Skies of Arcadia too. I kind of feel like that's like a series that I really should have played at some point. I know everyone always raves about Skies of Arcadia. I never played it. I'm really sorry to any fans of Skies of Arcadia, but I never played it. But at least it's pretty quick getting money now that we've got 4 people. Should probably do the GameCube version. I think Dreamcast version has you sitting through every animation. Dynamic music on PSO, baby. If you're losing, it plays the Boomer song. If you're winning, it plays Burning Ranges. And if you like Burning Ranges, check out the last video that went up. Because I did Sentinel Dome Fire Swirl, which just plays Burning Ranges for the most of the quest. The one with the hacking Uniwhirl. Yeah, she does appear in another quest. Oh, these are poison as well. Cool. Because, you know, it's not like every other enemy in the game has poison as well. Yeah, that Uniwhirl, she appears in... I want to say it's the Graves Butler. It's been a while since I did it, but I think it's the Graves Butler she shows up in. Yeah, I don't know why she has a rifle. The yellow cast calmly standing in the literal fire really made me laugh. It's even better when you realise that it's Lionel as well, which is the one that you basically have to rebuild by collecting all his parts in another quest. Dude just has a really, really, you know, bad case of luck. How are we doing for money, actually? 945. Oh, we're earning money pretty quick. course it has poison. Were you expecting any differently? Every enemy has to have poison. It pads the game timer after all. At least he's got a good attitude about it. Yeah. He is remarkably calm for someone who is literally on fire. Yeah, he is basically like the "this is fine" dog, isn't he? Lionel found in the same spot as he was in his quest, but on fire this time. I mean, you would think, wouldn't you, that after going through what he went through, that going back there would probably be a bad idea. But yeah, he goes back there and then gets set on fire. Sensible Hunywell has just become a ranger, not with Hunywell accuracy. Cast into the fire where it belongs. I mean, you can keep using poison, but if you keep using it on someone who's already poisoned, you're not going to get very far. Another level for rent. So how is Lyle still level 1? Fight experience 59. Alright, let's get rid of this poison. Sus. Where on earth is the church here? Here it is. The funny thing is with this double spade mod, it kind of just feels like a normal game now. It doesn't feel like I'm moving overly fast, it just feels like I'm playing like a normal game. Just because of how slow it was normally. It's a church, but it had a nurse instead of a priest. Yeah, the priest is on the ground floor. The priest revives people that die. Yeah, this is double walking speed. Believe it or not. If you want to see what the actual walking speed was like, if you check the last VOD, that was normal walking speed. I actually don't care for how fast they move. It was just, the main reason I wanted it is just because it was becoming really irritating to get from one place to another. It's uncomfortably speedy. It was just taking forever, like to get through things like the passageways, it was just taking forever to get anywhere. Don't know what happened there because I was pressing up on the D-pad. But you get the pizza music at least. So we'll go back. Yeah, it is horrendously slow. The funny thing is though, because of the walking speed now, we actually move faster than the boat does. I think plus 50% will feel more natural instead of 100. This is still fine. Yeah, I mean, I see why people would think it's a bit too quick, but I'm kind of fine with this, honestly, just my first playthrough. I'm not about to edit it back down. Please don't. Yeah, the boat is actually slower than our walking speed now. It's weird, I'm pressing up near the boat, and it seems like whenever I go within one tile of the boat, it's just automatically jumping onto it. But hey, more pizza music. I think I'm biased because I've played a lot of NES and SNES RPGs. Yeah, maybe we just really like the boat. Yeah, I think for me, I didn't really get into JRPGs until... honestly, probably until the original PlayStation. And even then, I've never been a huge JRPG fan. I've played a few. Yeah, I played through a lot of the Final Fantasy games and so on, but... yeah, I think it must have an activation tile when you step next to it. Just walk back and forth in front of Crater Town. Yeah, again, I think it was kind of cool what they were going for with the dynamic music in this, but I don't think it really works particularly well. Level 4 mute, cool. The problem is the music itself. It is. Even if the music was decent, it doesn't work on quick fights. This composition makes me feel like I've just activated a bonus patchy slot mode. Thanks for poisoning me again. Much appreciated. Yeah, I think the music in this has been a very mixed bag so far. When it's been good, it's been very good. But unfortunately, when it's been bad, it's been very bad. Wonder if there's a music mod. I'm not sure, honestly. Okay, this fight I actually don't mind because it's actually good money. Unfortunately, you have to suffer through more of this while I do the commands. There are more obvious things they could have done to implement dynamic music, like playing a desperate track if a character reaches 25% or less. When it's been bad, it's been the battle theme you hear all the time. That's the issue. I think because you hear the battle theme so often, it sticks in your head more. For a bad reason. We really have 3 people poisoned again already. Yeah, I saw that there was a ROM editor for this. I am in no way skilled enough to use a ROM editor, so I'm not touching that. It's fine, we'll deal with it for this playthrough. Can you please stop poisoning me? Well, you know, I guess Ren was left out not being poisoned, so I guess everyone can be poisoned. I mean, yeah, I think it's a pretty ambitious thing to do with the dynamic music. It is interesting that they tried doing it with this. I think you kind of notice it more as well. Partly, like we said, because you do notice the battle music so often, but also, I guess, because the battle music was so good in Phantasy Star 2. Could have just had a bunch of different tracks like Earthbound, but I guess they were limited by the cartridge size. I would imagine the cartridge size is probably a lot of it, honestly. Trying to understand sort of how the experience works in this, because this guy needed 50 something to level. We've done a few fights and he's only down to 22. So when it says at the end of a fight that you get, say if you get 20 experience, is that 20 experience shared between all of your party? So you'd get like, you know, 4 or 5 each, depending on how many party members you had. They had to fit images of flower corset women clapping at you. The priorities. I'm going to assume the experience must be like shared across the party or something. Go to status menu, let's write down Reese's experience. They'd be happy he contributed something. So we got 28 experience there. You're only down to 15. Reese needs 22. I think we can go one more fight before we need to maybe heal again. It is kind of crazy so far, though, how much easier this game is so far than Phantasy Star II. So we've got 26 experience. So Lyle was on 216. He's now on 223. Phantasy Star II is one of the few Fear for My Life RPGs I played. Shining the Holy Ark, as I remember. Yeah, Phantasy Star II was genuinely really difficult. I think all of the boss fights, maybe apart from Army Eye, because Army Eye is kind of a fixed loss anyway. Pretty much every other boss was really difficult, and even some of the normal fights quite hard. One was pretty difficult towards the end as well. Okay, I'm back at the church again. Yeah, I feel that 2 was maybe a bit overtuned in places. It was very difficult in parts, but I feel that the difficulty of 2 at the end was probably about right, just apart from Dark Force, because Dark Force is just complete BS. I think the Mother Brain fight, though, to me that seemed quite well gauged for difficulty. It wasn't really, really easy, but it wasn't incredibly hard. Rolf and Nick can't even step on ants without dying when they first start on their adventure. It's really tough for you to basically fight one thing, then go back and heal. One thing I do find odd with this game is there's some NPCs where you can interact with them, and then it'll say, like, do you want to do anything else? So like, if you buy something, it'll say, do you want to buy anything else? But with this NPC, for some reason, you cure someone and then it just closes the menu. Didn't like the balance on the combustion or whatever those mods were. Or was it blasters? Yeah, the blasters near the beginning of the game that just one-shot you. Yeah, they were incredibly well balanced. This innkeeper must think, why are you here so often? You are here multiple times a day. Okay, we have 1,340 Mazetta. I think that is enough to buy Ren's gun. And I'm assuming we could probably sell the orb one, I'm guessing. Yeah, so we could maybe sell the hunting shot as well. She's one of those rude nurses, tries to get you out ASAP even if you're not done. Where do people sleep at the inn? I think there's an upstairs. I think. I'm probably gonna have to check that now. Okay, so what gun is it we want for Ren? We want a ceramic shot, which I think is in Shisa. Yeah, I'm gonna check that in now. I've got a feeling there's an upstairs to it, but I could be wrong. Ceram shot, yeah, sorry. Yeah, so there is some stairs here. There you go, beds. So they did think of that. I don't know how you actually get to the beds because it is physically not possible for you to actually fit down this gap between them. I guess you just climb over each other in the night. Now let's go to Angry Town. There's keys but no doors. Yeah, it's just an open planning, isn't it? Yeah, no doors whatsoever. Privacy clearly not a thing in Phantasy Star 3. Yes, this is 1300. This is like all of our money. But we could sell the hunting shot. How much does that sell for? 300. I feel better about that. So buy the ceramic shot. That's 121 damage. We do want some more stuff as well, but apparently we also want to get Reese a ceramic armor and a steel sword. So how much is a steel sword? 980. And then how much is the armor? I think the armor's probably more important, honestly, because he's taking quite a bit of damage. These menus, what am I even looking at? It's rough. I think the equip menu in particular is really bad. It is just kind of a mess, honestly. I don't think there is any defending this. Okay, so we also want to get a ceramic armor. That's 500. That's not too bad. We'll get this. We'll grind a bit for the ceramic armor. We're at 340 now, so it won't take long. Immediately poisoned again. Why wouldn't it be? I do feel that the poison attacks in this game should have like a success rate of whether they work or not. Instead of just being, no, you're just instantly poisoned. There is nothing you can do. You are poisoned. I suppose the good thing though is at least poison doesn't work like basically every other RPG. If you don't know, basically the way poison works in this is it basically prevents you from healing above the health that you're on currently. So it doesn't drain your health or anything like that. So it's only really an issue once you get to low health. Yep, Lila's finally leveled. So curiosity, how much does Lyle need to level again? 276. Yes, I'm going to assume that Lyle is one of the ones that levels slow. Oh, that's quite useful. So that's why they recommend getting that new gun for Ren then. So it seems to attack like everything on the rope. Lyle is over leveled. Yeah, he's literally level 2 and he's as strong as everyone else. Well, maybe apart from Ren, because Ren just seems busted at the minute. Nope, Reese leveled. I don't think anyone really cares, but Reese leveled. Lyle was a mage that came in with more HP than Ren. Yeah, his HP was really high. That kind of confused me, considering he was a mage. I mean, Lyle seems incredibly good as well, to be fair. Again, I apologise for all the grinding. We need to just upgrade the gear a little bit before the next part. Ren is literally built different. Lyle needs more experience to get to level 3 than Reese needs to get to level 16. And it's kind of weird how they've got the system in the game where everyone needs different experience to level. And everyone is completely different depending on what level they are. You know, Lyle at level 2 seems pretty much equivalent to everyone else at like above level 10. I do wonder why they went with that. Gonna step away for a bit. Thanks for streaming. Oh, no worries, Tricky. Good to see you as well. We'll be doing this for quite a while. I think next Wednesday we're going to take a 1 week break from it, and then we'll come back to it after that. And then we will be playing Phantasy Star 4 as well once we finish 3. Yeah, good to see you, Tricky. I think they wanted everyone to join at level 1, but wanted some characters to be extra strong for lore or progression reasons. Okay. Yeah, because I mean, the whole level 1 thing I'm used to from Phantasy Star 2. Like, it's the same in that game. Everyone seems to join you at level 1. But in that game, it feels like everyone is designed to be weak at level 1. So, you know, I recall I would have to bring people in and more or less just have them guard in fights to get them through levels. Right, how are we doing for money? 599. Tell you what, because Mute is the only one poisoned, I will use an antidote on her. Well, actually, she's on 36. She can probably take another hit, I think. I'm really glad that Ren went first there, because that just takes care of the front row immediately. He's such a strong character. I do wonder if there's actually other status effects in this game or if it's just poison. Because it feels like just poison at the minute. Getting ambushed on that fight's not great, but we should be alright. It's only really the thing at the back that does any damage at all, so... Yeah, again, I've got to say that for all the criticism and everything that this gets, and some of it is definitely warranted for sure, I do feel like it's been better than I thought it would be so far. I still don't think it's fantastic so far, and I know it's still quite early, but I don't think it's fantastic, but I do feel like it's definitely better than a lot of people give it credit for. Although going back what everyone said about Phantasy Star 4, I get the impression that as soon as I start 4, this is going to look terrible. So we'll see. I'm really excited to start 4 actually. Let's see, get through this first. 4 kind of just destroys everything in comparison. I mean, I really like 1 and 2. I think 2 is probably the highlight for me so far. This, again, to me, still feels like a big step down from 2, but I respect it for what it is. It feels better after playing through 3 first, for sure. And the good thing is we are kind of blowing through the fights here, so... I probably do need to use an antidote actually on Reese. Let's farm up a little bit more. I just want to get this armor for Reese, and it would be nice to get the sword as well if we can. I feel like with this game it's going to be, for the streams, it's going to be a bit strange because I think you get some streams where we make a ton of progress, like last time I think we did quite a lot. And then some streams it's probably going to be very little progress because we'll need to grind a lot. I think that was kind of the same with 2 as well, so... And honestly, I feel like that's probably the case with most JRPGs, if you play them through them on a stream. Four has nice pacing, I feel. Obviously, I mean, I haven't really seen much of 4. I mean, again, I think I played a tiny bit of the very start of 4. I can't remember much from it. I think all that I remember from 4, and again, I could be wrong, is I'm pretty sure, do you play a character called, is it Chaz? Because I'm sure I remember playing as a character called Chaz. I barely did anything in the game, so I don't really know anything at all about 4. Chaz is the main character, okay. Would take my time. You should explore everything and do the side quests. Oh, so it actually has side quests in it as well. So we haven't really seen that yet in any of the games, honestly. I guess there's like a couple of optional things you can do. In one I remember there was like that dragon that you could fight. There was an optional one. Side quest just like PSO. Oh, cool. Favorite moment in 4 is an optional side quest. I'll make sure I try and do the side quest then. Yeah, I am genuinely really looking forward to 4. That's not really the fight I want to get ambushed on, but I think we'll be alright. Mew's the only one on quite low health. After a streak of 2 games with blue-haired protagonists, you play as a blonde humor. It's always the humors, man. Always the humors. Chaz really becomes Chad, a tale for the ages. Yeah, there's honestly very little I know about 4. Like, I know Chaz, I know obviously that Rika is in it, but that's more or less all I know. Although honestly, I've got to say, I feel like I know less about 3. Like, I didn't even know who the main character was in 3 at the start of the game. I genuinely had no idea. Oh, Mew's only on 6 HP. I don't know how that happened, but... I guess we've got a few poisons. I guess we can heal. We will actually do something else soon. Is it just me or does the song remind you of Chow Garden Race from Sonic Adventure 2? I'm not sure, honestly. I mean, we were talking about the music a bit earlier, Def. One of the towns in this, basically PSLBB used the song from one of the towns in this for credit. I'll go back there in a minute so you can see it. The song that plays when you're about to defeat the last enemy. Wouldn't surprise me if there was some influence. One thing that would be nice on this menu is if it would just show you who was poisoned, because the whole point of this NPC is to get rid of poison. So you would think it would just be nice that it would show you these characters are poisoned. Instead, it's not, just go and check through them all. So who actually is poisoned? Let's have a look. So Mew is. And Lila's. Okay, so let's go to... Well, let's get Mew healed first, because Mew's on really low health. Then we'll head back to that other town, see how short we are. Let's go back to this town. Yeah, so this is the song that that is basically used in Creator and PSLBB. Okay, so we need 980 for the sword. So call that 1,000. And how much was it for the armor? And it is 500 for the armor. So basically 1,500. So the guide is very, very insistent that I do get both of them for Reese, so I guess I probably should. It's kind of crazy how many enemies you can get on screen in this game, though. Just immediately poisoned again. Half the party poisoned again already. Again, I think the poison is a little bit overkill on this. Just slightly. Okay, that's 3 poisoned. It is really nice having Ren be able to attack an entire line. Yeah, so we've got 96 from that. So a few more fights and we should have enough to get the gear. Yeah, Ren just absolutely obliterating everything. No, thanks for the follow, Manitowa. Two options you can try. Number one, don't go to the inn until you've spent all Muse TP on Geresta. Max out Muse Anti and use that. I'd have to see what it does to my text, because if I max out Anti, obviously I know it's going to make something else weaker. I can't remember if it's Resta that it makes weaker. Anti will make Resta weak, Geresta will be half of max, okay. Yep, level 4 Mew and Ren, cool. Because obviously the main issue with Anti at the minute is that it just doesn't work very often. I mean, we're at nearly 1200, so we're not going to be grinding for much longer, honestly, so a few more fights, I think. The whole thing with the technique customization is quite interesting in this, I think. The fact that you can weaken some text to strengthen others. It's honestly a really cool idea. I'm just not really sure what the best option is at the minute for me. Obviously, having a really good anti would be good at this point to get rid of the poison. If Rest is max, then anti will be really bad. Yeah, I think that's how it is at the minute for me. I think I tried it last time and it took me about 3 attempts to get anti to work once. Out of curiosity, if I do max anti out, How reliable is it? Oh, thanks for the follow, Evenside GW. Because honestly, if it makes anti work a lot, it might even be worth just doing that and having anti work a lot while I'm farming, and I can always switch it back when I want to progress. Oh, it was nice to see someone play this. Yeah, this is my first time playing through the third one. So I've been playing through all the classic Phantasy Stars. I basically play a lot of Phantasy Star stuff on my channel. Played a ton of PSO and so on. But I'd never really played the classic games, even Star. So I played through 1 already, we played through 2. So just working my way through 3 now. Yeah, good to see you. Don't remember offhand, you can also max get res and have anti at half and use get rested to heal when 3-ish party members need it. Either way, try to drain Muse TP before going to the end. Okay. I think the issue I was having at the minute is because my anti is minimum level, because it just barely ever works, I was just relying on the inn to get rid of the nurse to get rid of the poison instead, or use antidotes. Because it was taking me basically all of Muse TP to get rid of the poison. Antidotes always work. Probably a better use of inventory space and use the TP for healing at this point. Don't try to use anti if Rester is max. Okay. Yeah, the way I've basically been doing it is because I have Rester maxed at the minute, I've just been carrying a load of antidotes with me. I suppose the good thing about the poison is you don't really need to worry about it until you're on quite low health. Maxing anti should make it 100%. Always leave it until you really need to heal. Yeah, I made that mistake near the start of the game where I just got rid of the poison really early and then just got poisoned again immediately. I just find it a really weird design decision though to have almost every monster in the game do poison. Speaking of which. I mean, I suppose antidotes are really cheap as well, aren't they? So I guess it saves me having to run back to the inn every time. Max tech level is a moving target, but your tech square gets bigger as you level. Oh, okay. I didn't actually know that. We'll get a lot less common after a while, probably because it becomes way easier to deal with later on. Oh, fair enough. Tell you what, let's go to the customization place and see what we can do. So that's what we've got to work with at the minute. So yeah, we are investing quite a lot into Rester for now. Yeah, so if I add into Anti, it basically takes levels out of Resta and Garesta by the looks of things. I'm still not really sure at this point what is better to use, Resta or Garesta. I know Garesta is like a multi-party one, but I don't really know whether it's better to invest more into Resta or Garesta at this point. Or Anti. Reverser I don't really find that useful because I don't know how to use it once yet. Maybe later on, but yeah, so to get max Anti, it would basically reduce my Resta to minimum. From memory, Garesta is like 2 HP per power to everyone, Resta is 5 per power to one character, okay. If you max Anti, Garesta will be half, if you max Garesta, Anti will be half. Vague memory is square for square. Garesta becomes better if 3 people need healing. Okay. It's quite a difficult thing to balance, really, isn't it? Because I suppose there's a lot of things you've got to think about. I'm thinking at the moment maybe it is worth just not having Anti though and just carrying antidotes. I know we're going to go through a lot of them, but I'm not a huge fan of having to get rid of so much Resta. Yeah, I'll keep it as is for now. It's a really interesting system though. While we're here, we may as well do this. Thankfully, we've almost got enough money, so we'll be able to get that sword and the armor for Reese, and then we'll move on a bit. So Reese, Lyle, and you are all poisoned. Quite unique. Don't remember seeing this sort of system anywhere else. Honestly, I'm not sure if I've ever seen anything similar. It probably is, but it's kind of interesting because as much slack as this game gets, you know, as much as people like to rag on it a bit, it was definitely trying some interesting thoughts. You know, there's some definitely quite interesting things to try to go with the tech customization, the dynamic music. I suppose the whole generation system as well. You know, it is quite ambitious, honestly. Now, yeah, some of it doesn't land, sure, but Panzer Dragoon Saga, you can change Dragon's quality. It's a pretty UI, but kind of the same. Okay. Am I running a sped up version? I have installed a mod to double the walking speed. Previous to this stream, I was using the normal walking speed. See, all this does is it just increases the walking speed, that's all. I basically suffered through the normal walking speed for quite a few streams. Alright, so how much do we need to get this stuff? So probably about another 200 Mazetta or so. Which we might be able to get from just selling stuff, honestly. Probably one of the biggest problems of the game. Yeah, I'd agree with that. That was the big thing that was putting me off it for a while. I did the same for Phantasy Star II as well, because that's pretty slow as well. Okay, so let's sell... We're upgrading the sword, aren't we? Yeah, we're upgrading to a steel sword, so we can get rid of the sword. Never noticed it as much in 2. 2 is not as slow as this, but it is still slow. Maybe because you get a battle every 5 steps anyway. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, 2 was pretty brutal, getting battles every few steps. Especially with how hard some of the fights are as well. Okay, so you can now sell... Is it steel armor we're selling? Yes, it is. And we want ceramic armor, I think it is. Yes. Cool, we've got our gear. There we go, that's a bit better. Two is all about finding the special items that cast the free spells, then it starts to ease up a lot. Yeah, definitely. Especially once you've got the items that can cast Geresta. Makes it so much easier. Again, aside from the Dark Force fight, because, yeah. Never again. Okay, so what are we doing now? Actually recommends giving Reese some healing stuff, which kind of worries me. Why it's specifically recommending that. PTSD unlocked, yeah. It's just the Dark Force fight, but that's the only downside of Phantasy Star II. Yeah, it took me 2 streams to get past that. It was awful. Okay, does Reese have any useful stuff we can sell? I think we can probably get rid of that garment that we haven't worn since the beginning of the game. Don't know why that's still there, but... Suddenly everyone is evil, yeah. That's how you know someone who's done Dark Force. Even more fun when everyone is evil and the Nir sword just won't activate. Okay, so what it actually recommends is... What I'll do is, instead of wasting those monomates, let's actually give them to someone else. Alright, give me some diamonds. is there anything else we can sell to get a bit of money just so we can buy a couple more? I don't actually think there is. Yeah, that should do. Almost burned our entire money out, but... Okay, everyone's good there. So apparently we need to interact with a fountain somewhere. I know the previous time was talking about how the fountains were full of monsters, so... I'm going to assume this one. It's a surprise dungeon. So go directly right and up. I'm actually going to pull a map for this. Let's see. Thankfully the dungeons in this haven't been too bad so far. I'm going to assume that this is Shisa Castle, I would guess. Okay, it's actually pretty easy. Again, apologies for the music stopping. Nothing I can do about that when I alt-tab, unfortunately. So it's just straight along here. Oh, we now have Fear Moose. Okay. Lyle, if you just want to like nuke everything, that would be cool. And Ren, if you just want to like attack everything on the back row, that would be cool. I like how the little poison rat things are still showing up as well. Because of course they are. These are quite a lot of health. These have a lot of health. Actually, less money than I thought it'd be. Quite a lot of experience, though. Okay, yeah, so these things are definitely hitting a bit harder. That's more my speed. Scary when they start to use fire. Yeah, I mean, even these ones use fire. That kind of surprised me at the beginning of the game when I was getting hit for like 10 to 15 damage when I had no health whatsoever. Is it up here? No, that is a dead end, so keep going. And Reese is starting to do some decent damage now. As a PSO player, I still find it super weird that my Android characters or cyborg characters can use text. It's gonna take a while to get used to, I think. That was 124 damage. They hadn't established that yet. Well, I think the thing for me that makes it weirder is the fact that Reese can't use text. It's like some weird Bizarro world where everything's back to front. So I assume it's up here, after we get ambushed again. Okay, I'm quite glad I got the jump on them. That is quite a scary fight. Yeah, just focus on these at the back. Yeah, Lila's really useful as well at this point. Just having the ability to hit more or less everything's really good. I do feel that Ren and Lila are doing a lot of the heavy lifting here. Mew's really useful for the speed and for the heals as well. Again, Reese just kind of feels like a bit like the weak link. His damage is good, but he doesn't really have much else going for him. Okay, so where from here? Is literally just out here, is it? Or... Oh, so we still have fights here as well. It kind of makes sense when we are going into the enemy castle, I guess. I can't believe how useful this gun is. Okay, we've got some new enemies called Glop. Okay, Lyle. You can hit all those. Okay, so that's doing next to no damage, so either they've just got really high defense or they take less damage from techniques. Oh god, these fight. 105 damage though. Okay, yeah, it looks like they maybe take less damage from techs. Honestly, that thing at the back is still one of the weirdest designs to me. I don't know what they were thinking when they thought of that design. Right, is anything over here? I like how even here, we're still just getting random chirpers every now and again. I love how chunky the rappies are in this. Really cute. Okay, so we are back in the dungeon again. They're well fed. Well fed on all the level 1 characters that they've murked at the start of the game. Oh, down, right, and up again, apparently. Honestly, attack the front line, just get rid of those. Yeah, that worked a bit better, I think. A lot of fights down here. I think here I do want Ren to attack the back line. Yeah, I don't like it when they use fire. There's more damage than I'm comfortable with. Another level for Reese. Guess I'm assuming it's here we go. Interesting dungeon this, that it's kind of half in the castle and half in the underground part. They're super weird enemies, the ones at the front. I'm not sure if they're just meant to be like a slime enemy, maybe. It's kind of hard to tell, honestly. I think it's supposed to be slime. I mean, it tracks for JRPG, doesn't it? I think there has to be a slime enemy somewhere. Oh, is that? Oh, I'm trying to think what name. I'm sure I saw it at the start of the game. I'm sure she was the one that brought me out of the jail cell at the start. Could be wrong, but I think it is. Unequip Lyle of everything. Okay, so one of two things is going to happen if it's asked me to unequip Lyle. He's either going to die, or we're going to fight him, one of the two. I'm assuming. Some of the enemy designs are incredibly weird. They really are. Yeah, don't worry about it, Lyle. Nothing to say here. We'll save it as well. And do I need to heal Reese? In fact, let's do a Gerester actually. Lyle would never do anything like that. He's your pal. And we've only known him a few minutes, really, but he would never turn on us, surely. It's her. How did she get here? I found her. Or is it I found her? Please help me take her away, Lyle. If you want her back, fight for her. Oh, so he's like this, is he? Okay. So we're really fighting over a woman. Okay. I have to leave you now, Prince Reese. I'll explain why later, if things work out. Are you winning, son? We have speedy movement, so I consider that winning. Okay, so he wasn't lying, he's literally just gone. I don't think we've got that many enemies considering we're now a party member down. Yeah, we are not doing too bad, Nemo. We haven't made a huge amount of progress this stream because we've had to do a lot of grinding to get gear. Yeah, it's like, Ren, you're up. There we go. I mean, that enemy there, I'm still struggling to work out what it is. There's a wolf head. God only knows what's going on with the rest of it. Ren got another level. He seems to level very quick. Sort of a chimera, but different. Yeah, I guess so. Alright, let's try this then. Hi, Lyle. Now it's time to see you really fight, Reese. I like how he's huge for the sprite. That amuses me way more than it should. I also like how there is no boss theme. Nope, still this. Yeah, why is he so big? Okay, you did quite a bit of damage. I did 27 damage to me. Please don't do that again. Do I heal now or do I go for another one? We saved it just before anyway, so... Yeah, it's 1v1 as well. Lila's just the size of a small building, don't worry about it. Pay no attention to this giant man. I'll try attacking one more time. Oh. Oh. Oh no. Yeah, a lot tougher than I thought, Reese. Dude, I think I fought Rappies that were harder than you. He retains all the stats and equipment he had when he was with you. Yes, that makes sense why the guy tells you to unequip him. But even with good equipment, I mean, yeah, it would reduce your damage, I guess. But you still wouldn't have that much health, I guess. Yeah, that was very sort of underwhelming. I do wonder how hard he would have been though with his full gear, because I mean he was doing quite a lot of damage. It's literally the same person who's in your party, same health and everything. That's actually really funny. I'm really surprised that it didn't kind of scale his stats for it to be an actual boss fight. Because realistically, even at this point, you're not going to have leveled him much more than I have. So even with good gear, he's not going to take more than a few hits. Unlike in most games where they're suddenly 10 times stronger when they're an enemy. It was very anticlimactic, yes. Someone wants to speak with you, by the way. I like how he just disappears into a puff of smoke. Oh no, he's back with us again now. We have shamed him into joining us again. That's why he didn't gain experience very quickly. He would very quickly outpace you and soft lock you otherwise. That makes a lot of sense, actually. It's just odd that you would just think that they would have like a separate stat line for him as a boss. I mean, I guess it's realistic, you know, he is literally as strong as he was when he was in your party, but yeah. Oh, so now you get party battle sprites. I see how it is, yeah. All you have to do is like turn against us, and then all of a sudden you get a battle sprite. Still kind of annoys me that there's no battle sprites in game in this. You've come a long way since we last met. Yeah, so it is Lena, so it is the woman who broke us out the jail at the start. Boromir will remember this. Before we get Maya, we must backtrack a bit. Return to Aridia and put my Moonstone and Lyle's Moon Tier into the satellite control system. That will bring the moon back to its proper place and open a land bridge from the rear gate of this castle to where Maya is being held. Where the hell has this come from? What do you mean the moon is in the wrong place? Has anyone ever mentioned this previously? Or suddenly the moon is in the wrong place? Exactly, has anyone actually mentioned this? I mean, I have missed some NPCs, apparently going through this. Has anyone mentioned the moon being in the wrong place? Seems like quite a major thing. Don't worry about it, okay. We'll just glance past that. Let's go rescue Maya. Sure. Oh cool, have you actually joined our party? You have virtually no health. if they'd ever done the Phantasy Star Generations upgrade of this, they could have made so many little improvements to really turn this game around. It's a real shame that the others didn't get them. There is a retranslation patch that fixes a lot of the clunky dialogue. To us, I mean, I kind of find the kind of clunky dialogue a little bit charming, honestly. But, yeah. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense when suddenly they're like, oh, the moon's not in the right place, by the way. Right, so what do you have? What is your deal? You have a knife. All of your stats are really bad. You have no TP. Celestial body's out of alignment. Surely nothing bad could happen. Absolutely nothing. Okay, so we need to go obviously to that control tower, because of course we're going to a control tower in Iridia. To put the moons in alignment and make a bridge that leads to Maya. It does say that we probably need to upgrade Lena's gear. She's not very good. She seems very not good. She also seems extremely tiny. She is so much smaller than everyone else. Or is she the same height as Mew? I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell. Maybe she's the same height as Mew, actually. Also, you're good to re-equip Lyle. He's not planning on betraying us again anytime soon. Also, thanks for reminding me of that, because I would have totally forgot. Was it just a garment you had? Was that it? Especially in comparison to the mountain man that is Lyle. I mean, from what we've seen previously, apparently Lyle is about 10 feet tall. Please don't tell me I have to walk all the way back to the dungeon again. There is another strange open gate. I guess, do we go that way? Maybe? I guess. Because that brings us out the back. I was going to say, I don't suppose we can just walk back around to the town. That would be too easy. I mean, why even bother showing up? BGM is complete now. Yeah, we now have... Has that added the bass, I think? Or bass or drum, depending on what you want to count it as. I think it's the drums it's added, actually. So this is the full song. Yeah, I think it added the drums. It is quite a nice theme once it's got all the parts built up. I think once you get to about 4 members, it's not too bad. I hope you'll remember this overworld theme. So am I really going to have to go back through? You're really going to jump me as soon as I go in? Yeah, I do like the overworld theme. Again, once it's got a few party members. And I think that's one of the better implementations of more dynamic music. I know it doesn't change on the fly, but it's as you get more party members. I think that works better. Is there much point to Lena? Because at the minute, Lena really... I know she doesn't have any gear at the minute, but she does seem pretty terrible. Oh, is there really no other way to get back? Do I really have to go through the dungeon again? Have you had a case where Reese was down yet? No, I don't think I've had anyone die yet. Is that what Lena is used for? Club remember the old thing. I mean, it's no pizza time, but... I'm guessing I must really have to go back through the dungeon again. It also has a special music track, okay. This game isn't really a hard one. It doesn't really seem it so far. Ah, good, we can go through that way. Cool. Just be thankful you're with Prince Lyle, spies. I mean, you'd think that, you know, if we're spies, you'd think it'd be pretty prudent to, you know, lock the gate, maybe, to keep us in. Nah, we'll just walk out. Do you care about mild spoilers? I think as long as it doesn't spoil anything big. If it's only a small one, I don't mind. Every now and again, the music keeps like sort of freaking out a bit, and I don't know why. It does it for a few seconds, and then it sorts itself out. Okay, so we need to get some steel knives apparently for Lena. Ren is supposed to be 7'1", fun fact. Yet somehow he would be dwarfed by Lyle. Legends say that the Moonstone and Moon Tear belong in a tower deep within Iridia. Would that be the tower that we've been told to go to by any chance? You can never tell what Lyle will do next. That crazy kid. Yeah, Ren is 7'1". Yeah, is the same size sprite as Reese. Lyle is taller. Maybe Lyle is like 10 foot tall. The people in your party can determine what ending you get, but it's mostly inconsequential. It's more rooted to your character stats. Okay. That's interesting. I think for influencing endings, I don't really want to look into what specifically influences an ending. I just want to kind of play through and see which one I get, I guess. I guess as you would play through for the first time, just with a guide, because I'm not doing the dungeons. Would you like to hear how Phantasy Star II ended in the novel version? Yeah, if it's different from the game, sure, yeah. Because the ending of 2 in the game was very weird. I don't know if I loved it or not, but it was an interesting ending for sure. Right, so we need... Is it just 1 steel knife or 2? 2. Okay, we can't buy them there, so it must be the other town, I'm assuming. Is there any more NPCs to call me a spy or anything? Prince Lyle, welcome home to Shisoran. Oh, so he's a prince, okay, so he is the prince of this town. That does explain the identical robe, I guess. There's never a guard near you when you need one. There is a cannon route, but the best party comp I think takes more effort than it's worth. Okay. After encountering the Earthmen, a fiery battle begins. The Earthmen send in artillery robots and then attempt to flee as they are apparently not fit for battle themselves. Yeah, I think we've already spoke to these. I like that. A young woman was taken into the castle. Wonder if that was Lena. Who is here? You would think he would notice this. Unless he is referring to Maya, possibly. Shia pins them all down with gravity techniques. Absolutely based Shia. Where on earth is the weapon shop? Why can I never find the shop I want? There we go. The steel knives are 600 each. Oof. Do you have any kind of weapon at all at the minute? You have a regular knife. And that's probably not going to sell for a great deal. So how much would that sell for? 50, yeah. I guess we'll do a couple of fights then just to get a bit more money. I want a little bit of Mazetta as a buffer, just in case I need it. Certainly won't be a long grind session though, just a few fights should be fine. Do you know what, learn it? Like you could just defend actually. All hell breaks loose, there's fire everywhere, and Rolf rushes the Earthman leader and impales him with the near sword. At that moment, one of the artillery robots causes a hull breach. Explosion of Noor can be seen in the sky over Paseo. So I guess that more or less confirms in the novel that they all die. Okay, it's kind of left up to interpretation in the game, isn't it? It doesn't really tell you whether the characters die or not. Oh, I had missed being poisoned. Yeah, I think the ending of 2 was very weird. I know there's a part, I think it's in the credits, yeah, right near the end of the credits, there's like something that flashes past the camera, and I even tried stopping it frame by frame to see what it was, and I couldn't make out what it was. That's the bad ending. There's an alternate good ending because it's a choose your own adventure novel. If your party has good enough stats at the end. So is that something different to the text adventures then? Because I know there's obviously Phantasy Star II, then there's the text adventures as well. So how is Lynn almost dead already? You're fighting terrible enemies. Yeah, I know you've got like the base game, then there's all the different text adventures as well. So that novel, is that something different again? At least we got a little bit of story progress. Unfortunately, because of how expensive some of the gear was, we'd have to grind for a lot of the stream, but we're going to get that now and again, so you know, it is a JRPG at the end of the day. When Rolf rushes the Earthman leader and impales him, the leader says a few words about how Alice fought against him in the past, and that he had to spend almost a millennium recovering in cryosleep for his plans to be foiled again. That must feel really bad. You get your ass handed to you by Alice and then go to cryosleep for 1,000 years. Wake up and just immediately get bodied again. At that point, just give up. And just as the hull gets breached, Rolf awakens in a recovery tank on board Tyler's ship. Oh, cool. I like how they gave you multiple options for the ending in the novel. The issue with 2's ending is how it connects to 3 and 4, both in-game and chronologically based in when it released. I am interested to see how 2 links to 3, if at all. Blood's teleported everyone to safety. Yeah, because I think in the game, if I remember correctly, I think he's about to teleport you back after you defeat Mother Brain, and then he says that he can't because there's still someone else on the ship, which is obviously all the Earthmen. But yeah, I personally thought that 2's ending was very weird. I don't necessarily think it was a bad ending, it just kind of left more questions than answers, I guess. Lutz then tells Rolf that life will be hard helping Algol through the dark period to come, but it needs to be done. Well, yeah, because I suppose after you defeat Mother Brain, I mean, it essentially throws Algol into chaos, doesn't it, really? Because they've depended on Mother Brain for so long that they've just become essentially dependent on it. Wolf then sees an apparition of Nate and Alice smiling back at him from the space outside the window at the end. Lovely. I think that was one thing that really surprised me when I played through 2. Bear in mind it was like my first time going through it properly. I was really surprised at like how early they kill off Nate. Like, when I was playing, I thought it was unusual that she was leveling twice as fast as everyone else. But I was really surprised at how early they actually do kill her off. I think at this point I've just given up caring about poison, honestly. Yeah, that's pretty cool though that the novel actually has separate endings. So I know for the text adventures I do definitely want to cover those. Again, probably once I've done Phantasy Star 4. Maybe check them out after that. Do a couple more fights and then I'll check money and see how we're doing. Yeah, Lena is just doing no damage whatsoever at the minute. She is leveling quickly though. How are we doing for money? 1096, not too bad. So probably a couple more fights and then we should have enough. Lena might actually die here, actually. If she does, we'll just go back to town and revive her. I decided to use poison instead. It could have killed Lena quite easily there, but I decided against it. The Mother Brain fight in the novel is interesting as well. Mother Brain uses a psychological attack on Rolf that makes him believe that she is his mother, and she starts to strangle him as they hug. Then Near Spirit, with the help of Alice, awakens him from the illusion. That's wild. All I will remind you about 4 is there will be points you have to grind levels because the difficulty spikes come in levels of 10 usually. Okay. I mean, grinding seems to have been a thing I've had to do in most of the games so far. Like, maybe not so much in 1. 1 seemed fairly generous. There was a couple of times where I had to maybe grind it a little bit for some gear. But 2 and this both seem very grindy. So once again, we have completely forgotten where the inn is. There it is. Actually, aren't we all poisoned? Yeah. Again, Phantasy Star 3, we really need to talk about this. Why do you have the NPC that heals poison in a separate building to the one that heals you? Why is this a thing? Never found this super grindy, maybe because I tend to get lost in the dungeons regularly. I guess, yeah, I suppose because I'm using the guide for the dungeons, I'm obviously not spending as much time in them. So that's probably why I'm having to grind a bit. Typically never needed to grind in 4, just fight everything that comes my way and do the side quests. That's normally enough. There's even low levels of the game where they fight bosses at levels as low as 9 to 20. Does the step speed affect the encounter rate? I have no idea, honestly. I kind of feel like I'm getting fights about as much as I did normally. Don't think Lena was poisoned, was she? No. Yeah, it's just a very weird decision to have the nurse in one building to get rid of poison, and then the NPC to actually heal you somewhere else. Do you want the facility that specialises in malaria treatment with the general practitioner? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's like a quarantine, you know? They seal you in the church while you get healed. I mean, I suppose this isn't a hospital. I suppose it is an inn. Well, I suppose it would be a bit odd to have a random nurse in the inn, but... So I think we needed about, I think it was about 1200 to get 2 knives. So a tiny bit more and then we can get them. That'll probably be where we end it then, I think. At least you don't get a clone grandma. Goes into a fight. Literally the first thing that happens, poison. You just can't avoid it in this game, man. Again, I still found the dynamic music very weird in the fight as well, because it's playing like the happy music as if I'm winning when I hadn't even attacked yet. It's very weird. Yeah, I do like that there's a clone grandma in Phantasy Star 2. I guess the implication is that they just clone themselves over and over again. Oh my god, Lyle actually leveled. Put him with the sick kids, he'll be fine. I feel it predicts how the turn is going to go and bases the music on that. Possibly, because I do find that sometimes it will play like the more triumphant music while I'm still getting attacked by enemies and before I've even done anything. So obviously you've got the neutral music here. So then I go to attack. See, that makes sense because I've attacked, I've done damage, so it's playing the positive music. So that makes total sense. It's just now and again it seems to act a bit strange. Maybe it is, like you say, maybe it is like a prediction thing. Yeah, I think my only real criticism of the dynamic music in the combat is just that it's very, very sudden, the shifts in it. But again, you know, it's still very, very early days with that kind of thing. I mean, you played out 3. The basis of how rezzing has never changed throughout the entire franchise. That and the starting bit is very repetitive, which grates if you're trying to set up tactics. Yeah, that's one thing that annoys me because no one likes this theme at all. I'd be very surprised if anyone likes this theme. The problem is, it keeps playing when you're trying to select tactics. So I want Ren to shoot all the while this music is going on. It's actually quite distracting, honestly. It's only when I sort of initiate the turn that it changes. I mean, I've got to wonder, when they were making the music for this game and they designed that loop at the start, you tell me that no one on the dev team thought, this is a little bit annoying? The level for mute. They were at the meeting room just bobbing their heads together. They mistranslated the techniques in the official translation of Phantasy Star III. Suit is actually barter in Japanese. I think someone mentioned that last week, actually, yeah? This is the first game with barter. They probably never got around to fixing it. I hear it was a bit of a rush job. Yeah, I've heard that from a few people that apparently that it was a bit of a rush development. I mean, you can tell, but I think if it was a rush development, I think they did pretty good considering. Again, I certainly don't think this is a bad game from what I've played so far. I think it is, to me, so far is the weakest of the three I've played, but it still seems decent. When I left hours ago, you were in front of creator time grinding. We have done other stuff since. We now have a new party member. It's just that now we have to grind for a bit to get money for that party member's equipment. They have strange names in 4 as well. Barter is called What in 4? I guess short for water, I guess. Alternatively, they just get very confused when they cast it. Most of the text in PS3 are new, only 3 of them returned from 2, but the official translation copy-pasted the entire list from 2. Yeah, I think one of the things I've struggled with the techniques is the fact that a lot of them do different things to what they did in 2, and it took me forever to learn what the text did in 2. You know, so for example, you know, Giresta in 2 is just a stronger version of Resta, but in this, Giresta is one that heals all your party. So it does confuse me a lot. Holds a bit of nostalgia for me. We didn't get many RPGs in our stores back then. This is one of the first I played, along with Phantasy Star II and Shining in the Darkness. I'm trying to think what my first JRPG was. Honestly, I think my first JRPG might have legitimately been Final Fantasy VII. Because I had a Genesis or Mega Drive, but I know I didn't have any JRPGs on that. And I think the next console I got was a PlayStation. And I'm sure 7 was... I think I got 7 with the PlayStation. Ren is absolutely devastating. He really is. He's a wrecking machine. Right, how are we doing for money? 1487. That should be enough, I think. Yeah, I think rest has probably never changed. I'd be surprised if rest had changed. Although who knows at this point. Again, I find myself completely unable to find the weapon shop. It's criminal that 7 was the first time we actually got a Final Fantasy over here. Because I remember us, well, in the UK, I'm not sure where you're from even, Star, but I know here in the UK, I remember that we had 6 on PlayStation, but I don't know when that was released in relation to 7. Bata is Bata in kanji, and the back kanji can sometimes be read as Va, so it can be read as Bata or Vata, which is why what was also a legit romanization. I never even thought of that. Yeah, you are totally right. Yes, so Bata could literally just be a mistranslation of like Vata or water. Normal raycast behaviour. We did get Anthology, not sure when that released. Do you recognise this music? It's weird because I want to say yes, but I can't place when it plays. Is this reusing another Phantasy Star? Please tell me if it is. I do kind of recognise it. I am struggling a bit with this. It's sort of... There's a familiarity there, but... Better yet, go outside the town. Let's buy a knife first for Lina. And we'll buy a second one. Zonda is close to Zonda, which is thunder, yeah. So is it like an arrangement of this? Yeah, I think it is, isn't it? It was driving me up the wall. I was thinking, I've heard this song before. Where have I heard it? Yeah. Then give us a shop to go in again. Yeah, it's like a sped up version. Bar Lotus and PSO2, Galderville Island. The Bar and the Val are all Phantasy Star language for water. Galderville Island is Wind and Water Island. It's crazy that I've been playing PSO like since 2003 and that has never crossed my mind. Just shows like it's still things I don't know about again. I'm gonna be like over-analysing everything now. well, let's equip Lena with those knives so she can pretend to be useful. Yeah, I'd heard that Sue was Grant in some games. Isn't Grant Latin? I have no idea. Could be. Okay, so let's once again go and get rid of the poison. We'll get rid of the poison, we'll get healed up, and then we'll probably end it there, I think, for today. I swear, this movement speed increase is so useful. It helps so much. It is like playing a different game. Good answer is meant to be the German word glanz, meaning glint, shine, or radiance. Okay. Funny thing is, in NGS, there is an ability that powers up your light text, which is called Grant's Glitter. So that, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, Megatenu. Obviously, you know, Megiddo. Right, who is poisoned? So Reese has not been poisoned. Who is? Was it just Mew? Mew and Lena. Remember this thing from Phantasy Star 1? It's Trick Track. Phantasy Star 2? Trick Track. Remember that line from the novel? You guessed it, Trick Track. Everything is Trick Track. Yeah, I know Megiddo is used on a lot of things because I'm sure... I know we talked about FF7 earlier. I'm sure that... I think, is it Ultima Weapon, I think, in 7 has an attack called Megiddo Flame. Okay, so I think we got ready. I don't know if we'll need to grind any more at the start of the next stream for this, but I think we've got some decent progress today. You know, we've got another party member. We've fought a massive 10-foot tall version of Lyle. We now know that apparently the moon is not in the right place, so I think that's some sorry progress. So yeah, we will end up on there for today. There will be another stream on Sunday. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to play yet. I need to look and see which drop week it'll be for PSR. I think it'll be DAR week, I think. So I may do PSR, but I'll update you guys a bit nearer the time. Phantasy Star 3, I think we'll probably take a week off from it next week because we've done a few consistent streams of it. So I'll probably play something else on Wednesday next week, and then we'll come back to Phantasy Star 3 after that. So yeah, for the meantime, if you have enjoyed watching, please consider liking, subscribing, join as a member if you want to. Again, I have a YouTube and a Twitch, so you can follow on either. I just love that. It doesn't even have Cooley61. Yeah, so you can follow me on YouTube, you can follow me on Twitter, Bluesky, Twitch. Also have a Discord channel which you can join. Should be a link in the description for that, so feel free to join us over there. And I'll see you guys on Sunday for another stream. I will update you a bit closer at the time to let you know what we're going to play, but maybe PSO. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on Sunday for another stream. See you guys.